Catch up on all the live shows right here on africatechradio.com.
Welcome to Cruise Control with Mide Daniel on Africa Tech Radio, and today we are discussing love. Love. You know, Valentine's is in the season. It's the season of love, I guess, and everybody's saying, some are saying, oh, my Valentine's got me this, my Valentine's got me that. You know, I was so surprised when people got gifts in my office. I thought all of us had bad character. Imagine my shock when packages were arriving. Like, oh my God, you people are doing love? I'm surprised. Then we heard from some people that every day is Valentine, and some people said they did not celebrate Valentine. But regardless, a lot of people got stuff, and it got me thinking, you know, it's Valentine's, is love, you know, at least that's what we say, love. But do we really know how to express love appropriately to each other? You know, some people might say that, I want gifts for Valentine's, but you really do not want gifts for Valentine's. You just want gifts because everybody's receiving gifts. Do you really want gifts? Are gifts your love language? Do you know your love language? Anyway, today we are going to be talking about love languages. You need to identify your love language. It's very important. So what exactly is love language, and how do you identify your love language? So the love language is a way that a person prefers to express love or receive love from a partner. So basically, love language is how you want to receive love and how you show love to other people. So understanding and speaking your partner's love language, as well as recognizing your own, can help to strengthen relationships and foster deeper emotional connections. So what are the types of love languages we have, and which is yours? First, we have the words of affirmation. So I was making a joke in the studio before the show, and I said something. I said, if your love language is words of affirmation, better maybe avoid Nigerian men, especially those from Yoruba land. Because if you want words of affirmation, they will give you. But is it the truth? Just saying. So how do words of affirmation work? You know, some people like to hear words like, I love you. They like to receive compliments. You like to hear sweet words, like to hear how the world revolves around them, and how when you came into their life became better. You know, just to wake up and hear your partner say, oh, I love you, I just want to do this world with you, I just want to do life with you. It's so interesting and so nice. So that's what some people like. Some people just want to know that they're in your heart and they want you to say it. I'm not a magician, I can't read your mind. So for some people, they just want to hear these words of affirmation. They want to hear the words of love, words of care, and that's how they just want that's their love language. So it would be surprising that you bought a gift for this woman and she wasn't so excited. I mean, she was happy that you got her that, but she wasn't exactly very hyped about it. And you're like, oh, but I got her gifts. Maybe along with the gift, you should have written the handwritten notes about how her face lights up, how your world lights up when she's around, or how your world lit up when she came into it. You know, something like that. She would like that. So that's that, you know, just thinking about you, all my emotions running wild, and you're like, oh my God, babe, I love that, I love you. But that's if she's a words of affirmation person, you know. So we also have another thing, and it's called acts of services. How do acts of services work? So I usually tell people that I grew up in an environment where acts of services were the thing. So, you know, I have like your typical Nigerian parents who don't know how to say they love you. I mean, my mom just started telling me she loves me when I grew up, like maybe last year. But I also know that this group of people, this set of people, my parents would give the world for you. They'll go to the ends of the world and come back for you. So that's their way of showing love. And a lot of people show love like this. They do things for you just to show you that they love you, they appreciate you, you know. They go to places for you. They do things that you didn't even realize that you had and that you wanted, you know. They just do things for you. And some people just maybe don't want that, but that's how they see it and that's how they do it. So acts of services can be maybe cooking. So for some people, you know how the internet is always saying, I can't cook for a man, or I can't do this for a man, I can't do that for a man. But for somebody, cooking for a man is the way that she shows love for that man or choose that man. So some people will wake up by 4 a.m. to cook for their man to take to work. Not because they feel like it's their responsibility, but because they just want this man to think about them all through the day. Some people will pack lunch and write handwritten notes inside. I mean, this is amazing, right? Some people would just do a lot of things to just show you they love you. You know, they help you out around the house, especially because, well, action speaks louder than words, which is funny because some people like words. But I feel like that then is why you should identify your love language and which you like. So you might be the action speaks louder than words person, and you might be the actually tell me the words so that I know that your action is not just because you're a caring person. And some people like both of them. Like, I mean, when you do this act of services, you can drop little notes all around the house just so that I know that you're thinking of me and you're doing this thing. So you wash my car and you drop a note in my car like, oh babe, I love you, have a great day at work today, you know, stuff like that. But because also I think it's important to point out that because it's your love language does not necessarily mean that is your partner's love language. So your love language might be act of service and your partner's love language might be words of affirmation. So imagine that you do these things to your partner and they don't see it because they wanted you to say the words. So you have to be very attentive. Ask questions if need be. Ask your partner, how do you like to show love? How do you want love to be shown to you? It helps better to understand each other because, I mean, we're not magicians. Some things are not that hard. You don't have to be guessing and all that. Another is receiving gifts. And, you know, this is very interesting because some people think that people that love to receive gifts are materialistic and maybe gold diggers. But it's always in an interesting way to show that you're thoughtful, you know, that you're thinking about them. For a person like me, I'm not necessarily hyped about gifts. I mean, if you give me, amazing, oh, that's nice, thank you. But I love to give people stuff. I'm a giver. I'll curate thoughtful gifts for you. You could sit down in your office and I'm like, oh, babe, have you eaten today? And I say, oh, this patch is outside. You know, stuff like that. I know how to do it. But it does not necessarily mean that I'll want to receive that in return. But so because if you think you gave me gifts, it means that I want to receive gifts in return. It might just be wrong. So it will be more about the thoughtfulness than the actual gift itself. So it will be more of the act of service that it requires to send it. Maybe you think about it like, oh, I noticed that I heard that you had been craving for something and I thought, oh babe, just have it. It's the thoughts that counts for me, not the gifts really. But then ask. If you don't ask, you won't know. But you know how I see these memes that say, oh, your love language is money or your love language is gifts, but you don't know how to give people barao. Like you don't know how to speak your own language, can you imagine? But really, sometimes it's not just about the price tags of the gift, it's the sentiments that are behind the gift. So let me let you in on a secret. So one of the biggest plans I have is to take my partner to his stadium of choice to watch his team of choice, and I'm going to do it. I saw someone do that and it's always been on my mind, like I'm going to do this thing. So my mom better be a football person. But really, I feel like it's just the thoughts that count. Like just take this person for holiday randomly. Don't be just the receiver, be a doer too. Another thing is quality time. So also talking about quality time. What is quality time? Quality time is just spending time with the person that you love. So, you know, it's very funny, especially in the world of today. In the world of today, when so much is going on, there's your phone, there's social media, there is work, there's a lot of things going on. So imagine spending quality time with someone that you love, someone that you care about. You know, it might be like it might be date night, it might be game night, it might be just laying down together and watching movies. You just talking to each other. Communication can also, I think constant communication is also part of quality time. So imagine speaking to your partner for hours after hours, quality time. So I think it's just basically dedicating time to connect and bond, and this can strengthen the relationship in like marvelous ways. I feel like, in fact, quality time should be an addition to whatever love language that you have. Just to be around the person that you love should actually be a very major part of your love language. And last but not least, we have physical touch. Some people are clingy. I love it. Cling on to me, please. Let me enter into you. Like, can you hold me so that it feels like I want to enter into your skin? Yes. So some people really love physical touch, from hugs to kisses to holding hands, physical affection. It's very important. I think, I've seen some research that says you should, like, maybe 12 hugs a day is important. I know, right? For hugs are just important, releasing oxytocin and serotonin and whatever. So I think that sometimes, physical touch is not just about it's about intimacy, but not necessarily sexual, just simple gestures like touching, a pat on the back, a warm hug, it can show love and support in powerful ways. Physical touch is very essential for me, but what is even better is showing, as I said earlier, like maybe these love languages together. Imagine quality time and physical touch, words of affirmation and gifting, acts of services along with all these things. It just makes love very interesting, very good, very nice. I feel like if you understand your partner's love language and your love language, it just makes love easier. There are things that will happen, obviously, but that's why I said communication too is also very important, and I feel like it's one love language. Always talk to your partner. And there's something called communication, but there's also something called comprehension. So there is communication, but you have to comprehend what is being said. If not, you're just beating a dead log or dead whatever. And yes, your partner can have all 5 love languages. It's not strange. Some people do have that. Talk to your partner, communicate with your partner, and understand what their love languages are. Understand what your love languages are so that you can know how to express and receive love appropriately, so nobody feels resentful or feels bad that they're not being loved correctly. And as we wrap up for today, I want to encourage you to explore your own love languages and that of your loved ones. By understanding and speaking each other's love languages, you can cultivate deeper connections and build stronger, more fulfilling relationships. And that is that on Cruise Control today. Thank you for joining, and remember to spread love wherever you go. But until next time, do not forget to follow us on all our social media platforms at Africa Tech Radio. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, X, formerly known as Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, everywhere. Follow us at Africa Tech Radio. You can also go on all streaming platforms and search for Africa Tech Radio, and we will be there. You'll see everything that has come out from this studio. We are Africa Tech Radio. Of course, the conversation never stops.
Thanks for listening, and don't forget to catch up on all the live shows right here on africatechradio.com.